Okay, so the first thing I would do after fluency testing tomorrow and checking for homework is model some of the ones from yesterday's front page. And I know y'all did a sample on the back with the maps. And then I would play an angle song and the line song, either the YouTube videos I just sent y'all or for my math DVD. And then I would move into the lesson, of course. So I would say, all right, class, read the directions. All right, what are we supposed to do? Draw, right? Draw and label. Draw and label what? Example of figures. All right, so I'd ask the students, what symbol is this? And they may not know. And this is how I always taught it, and I didn't get to video this the other day because I didn't have y'all's notes. But this is a ray. And I always tell them I know it's a ray because it starts from a point. And I always told the kids that when I went to school, it looked like that. It had a point with that. But sometimes now it looks like this. But either way, it's a ray of sunlight. If you have a sun, a point, and light coming out. So this is a ray of light. So all we're really doing is drawing a ray. And so I would say that this is ray AB. This is A, because that's the start, and this would be B. This is ray AB. These are ones that cannot be read out of order because that's not the start. But teach rays as rays of light. Acute angle. That's when I'd be like, remember, you're so cute. I'm going to pinch your cheek. Cute, as in less than 90 degrees. So when I draw this, I'd ask the kids, what are right angles? Losers. All right, so let's draw a capital L like this. How many degrees is this? And it's hard. Y'all would get the gist because, you know, when you're holding this and trying to draw, you don't do so great. So that's a right angle. Acute angles are less than 90. So if I use this and do something less than this line, anything less than 90 degrees, it says angle J. Well, this has to be J because when you name angles, this is the angle. It's the mouth. So where these two segments connect, that's the angle. So this would be angle J. And it's acute because it is less than 90 degrees. And I definitely would make them write it. Okay? This says right angle ABC. Well, right angles are losers. And let's do a backwards one. Doesn't always have to be the same. Right angles can be upside down L's. It doesn't matter. And right angles generally always have the little rectangular box, which is the biggest tattletale going, dude, I'm a loser. I'm 90 degrees. And we need to label it. Angle ABC. Most important letter is the middle. This has to be B. The middle letter is the angle. So this could be ABC, or you could even call it angle CBA, CBA, or you could just call this angle B. And I would definitely take time. I always, do more than I have to. All right. If you go on in this direction forever and ever and ever, and this arrow saying you go this direction forever and ever and ever, what do we call that? That's a line. So we just need to draw a sample. So line J, K. These arrows indicate forever and ever and ever. Y'all read this. Can y'all read that for me? Obtuse, no, don't say X. Obtuse, what is that? Angle, X, Y, Z. Okay, well, right angles are 90 degrees. So this is a right angle. What do we know? Oh, crap. Crap on a stick. What do we know obtuse means? Yeah, more than 90. So it's got to open up. So I would lightly draw a loser. If you start with right angles, everything's easier. Highlight the base. Obtuse is larger than this. So anything open more than the right angle. This big old mouth, like Miss Pierce's big old mouth, is obtuse, which means more than 90 degrees. And when I taught angles, acute as in like pinching someone's cheek, acute little angle, less than 90. Right angles are losers, no matter how you turn them. It's always a capital L, and it's 90 degrees. Obtuse, I made a fool of myself, and I always told him it's like Dory on Finding Nemo when she thinks she can speak humpback well. And you're probably going to have to see this. So it's like, rah, where the mouth goes really wide. Obtuse. I don't even know if you saw me. Hope so. Also, when we did the songs, this is when I would make the kids, if this were their hands, we'd go right, acute, obtuse, straight. So like, you have to imagine like their hands moving, but we do these motions. It's hard for me because I'm recording myself. So, but I don't know if I can do it. Let me see. And I might look horrible, so who knows. But like my hand would be up in the air, my right hand. Right, and then squeeze in for acute, open up for obtuse, and then all the way open is straight. If I look like a fool, I'm gonna delete the whole video. All right, use a figure for 7 through 9. So we're using the figure, obviously. 2 lines parallel. Parallel, like a pair of shoes. 2 shoes make a pair. Parallel are 2 lines that run side by side, like equal signs, like this. So we need to name 2 that are parallel. Can y'all find me an example? If I highlight this, I want y'all to highlight line ST. And question them, bring back the learning. Why is this a line? Why don't I call it a segment or array? Yeah, because lines have arrows. Name me a street or a line parallel, like a pair of L's, that is not going to meet it. RT, go ahead and highlight it. No matter how long we draw these, they're going to go side by side. So, 2 lines. So, line RT and line ST. I think I made one up. You could call this ST or TS or RZ or ZR. And this doesn't have a segment, but I've seen these on tests. So, oh, right there, dummy. There's no arrows. If there are no arrows, it's not a line because lines are indefinite. This means that there's a start and a stop, and sometimes it has the points on them. I always told them this is like my guns. So like if this is my face, oh, that's my neck. These are my guns. So you have to imagine me putting up my, well, that's a huge, that doesn't look like hands, but basically imagine I'm holding my arms up, you know, like I'm showing you my muscles. Like, you know, that's my gun. Don't you want a piece of me? That's my piece from here to my elbow. A line segment is a piece segment. Lines go on forever and ever. Rays are rays of light. Sun, light. Okay. We need 2 lines that are perpendicular. Grab your pen and go find me a 90-degree angle. Well, right here. That's a loser. And right here's a loser. Loser. So we could say that ST and JT and JK are perpendicular. Or are Z and JK. So you'd write that. Intersect. What does it mean if they intersect? And of course I would have the girls read this out loud or the boys. I'm going for time. Meet. So I need 2 lines that intersect but are not perpendicular. Intersect means they cross, but they're not crossing at right angles. That one song said they make a V, which you could use, totally would teach way more than that because that's kind of like not as great, but like right there's a V. And right here across is a V, which they're a V because they're cute little angles. Those are acute, but over here, it's Dory going la la la, so obtuse. So when 2 lines cross, but not at right angles, we call them intersecting. So you'd write A, B, and then RZ. All right, right here, you need to describe the figure. And of course, don't tell the kids, ask them, what are we looking for? We're looking for a term. Which term? That best describe what? The figure. All right. Guys, what do you think this is? A ray, good. Yeah, there's your sun, and this is the light coming out. So this is a ray of sunlight. All right, we're going to name a straight angle. So obviously we're looking for something straight. Angle XTW. X, y'all should be looking at me. XTW. Does that stay straight? No. STX. ST, nope. STY. STY. Negative. WTS. WTS. Straight up and down. There's your straight angle. And I would add, straight angles are 180 degrees. I would even take a moment, I don't know if y'all have, straight angles are 180 degrees. And that's because, and I always used my pen, so let's see if I can do this at the same time as I'm teaching. So, if you have to imagine like angles are two segments like on top of each other, like this. And then one starts ticking, so tick, 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 tick. And when it makes an L, see the loser right here, that loser, how many degrees is that? 90. What's on the other side? 90, yeah, and it'll close. Tick, 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 tick. So if you open up 90 and you close another 90, 9 plus 9 makes 18, 180. So we always kind of drew that. 90 plus another 90. And that always helped them remember. All right, I want the type of angle ABC is right here. Obtuse. How do we know it's obtuse? Because it's more than a right angle. What do right angles look like? Losers. And this is where teach them to use the base and then make a capital L going backwards. That's 90 degrees. Anything more than that is obtuse. All right. We want to pair lines not perpendicular. Perpendicular says grab a pen and find 90-degree angles. A and B. Well, here's A. Here's B. Perpendicular lines, do they cross? Yes, they intersect, but perpendicular lines are 90-degree angles. Can you draw a loser right here? If you can, that's 90 degrees. And if one's 90, they're all 90. That is perpendicular. We want the one that is not. It says CD. I'm going to use another color. Here's C, and there is D, and you're going to find their right angles. Now we're going to look for AD. Here's A. This is D. Do they intersect? Yes. Do they intersect at right angles? Well, get your pencil in there. Is this a right angle? No, it's a V. And in fact, it's an A for acute. And if that one's acute, the one across is acute. And if two are squished into acute, the other two open up into obtuse. When two lines cross, but not at right angles, we call them intersecting. And if you're like, why is she saying it like that? That goes with my DVD. You want the type of triangle. Well, guys, that little symbol right there, what does it say? Dude, I'm a loser. I'm 90 degrees. Kevin, shut up. My husband's laughing at me. And if you've got a right angle in the triangle, then you're a right triangle. He drew this diagram because he was bored and had nothing to do, although, whoa, crazy. Perpendicular, well, we've gone over that enough. Get your pen and go find 90-degree angles, which is acute. To be acute, you have to be acute all the way around. Right here, I'd ask the kids, what kind of angle is this? And they might not be sure. Like, sometimes it's hard to tell right angles from obtuse. And this is where I like to, tell kids to draw me a capital L. So if that's your backwards, that's a backwards loser right there. So if you're more than that, you are obtuse. And if you have an obtuse angle, you're an obtuse triangle. Right there should be easy to identify as a loser, which is 90. If you have a right angle, you're a right triangle. That's going to end up being, this one might be hard for kids. But if you use this base and try to go straight up, there's a capital L for loser. This is a little bit more making it obtuse. And in the end, it's this one, because that is definitely a cute little angle. And right here, if you did capital L's, losers for right angles, those are right angles. So because these segments are less, that's your acute triangle.